The start of the race, I was really anxious and nervous. I really wanted to like PR. First mile was really difficult. As I kept going, I just kept kind of picking up the pace. Like I was thinking like, I just need to go faster, faster, faster.
Oh yeah, Landon! Let's get it! Let's go, boys! Oh yeah! Let's go, Ollie!
We came out and broke the course record, and it's one that people thought was unbreakable.
Obviously we're also nervous, but it's also, we're excited to kind of see like, oh, what can we do, you know? Like we know that we all have talent, we know that we all can run really fast times, so now it's just a matter of like putting that all together.
You know, just coming off of our W ball win, you know, at the finals last Friday, you know, I don't think the girls could have been more excited. It was, you know, down to literally just a point, and we had been talking for several weeks about how, you know, every single spot, you know, in a race counts. Bella, you know, passed one, you know, Sacred Heart girl at the end, which really just, you know, won the meet for us.
This year so far, we've had a lot of challenges, but also successes, and I think with that, it has really like united our team. So I think going into CCS, our main goal is to just keep that momentum going since our W ball finals, and hopefully qualify for the state meet.
Our team has a lot of underclassmen. We have a couple freshmen, and so going into the summer when not every person on the team was doing like summer training, we just had to start off with some team bonding. And so I think just spending time with each other every day through practice has been a big thing. We've done some like outside bonding activities, just like silly things like Starbucks runs or like talking about meets and stuff. And I think honestly like running together and experiencing like workouts, pushing yourself together has been the biggest transfer bonding we've had.
It's a big assumption that a lot of people make that cross country in general and running in general is an individual sport, but I think for the sport of cross country, the team aspect is so important. So I think the fact that we've been able to bond off the track or off the course has just made our performances even better. And I think all of us can say, even though we have a really hard workout or like difficult run, we can all look forward to just being together and be in each other's presence.
I really, really love our team. I think there's such a special bond, and especially because running is such a big part of all of our lives, it's really, really nice to have a group of people that you can always go to with those kinds of questions or struggles.
They really believe in each other as teammates, and they really, you know, build each other up. And we've been doing some activities, you know, over the past 2 weeks to really get prepared for that. So I think that when we show up on Saturday, even though we know there will be nerves, I think that the excitement will kind of override those nerves.
This meet does have a little bit more pressure just because of the qualification aspect to state, and the state meet has been something we've all been thinking about, you know, since the beginning of the season as our kind of end goal. So I will say that is an added layer of pressure, but again, I think with that just comes with a lot of excitement of showing everything we have and everything we've worked for towards since honestly like July, even before the season even started.
I'll tell you a story. Okay, tell a story.
Big thing for the team as a whole is just being confident enough in ourselves. What Sally has us doing this week specifically is a lot of like mental training, like visualizing ourselves like doing well, because we know we can obviously, and no workout between like Monday, yesterday, and Saturday is going to make us run faster.
On the girls' side, you know, we had a couple of years, you know, where we didn't have a full team even, and so I think it's been pretty exciting to see the growth that we've had over the last 3 years. Maybe 2022, maybe it was even 2021. I think there were only a couple of girls on the team even, and so not only fielding a full team, but fielding a full team that could qualify for the state meet and even finish in the top 10 at the state meet is something that I know that particularly the older girls in the team have been working really hard over the past few years to achieve.
Because I'm my last season on the team, and so performing well in CCS would just mean so much to me, like knowing that like we did it. Obviously qualifying for state would be so amazing. Our team as a whole has just been working so hard for the past like 4 or 5 months, and it would just like mean so much if all that work we put in would kind of like states would come out of it.
Landon, what are you doing?
Let's get to work. I'm not gonna say when you look up.
Don't say anything.
Let's get to work.
Okay, we heard you the first time.
Wait, quiet. Let's get to work.
If the line is
Hey, heel walks.
team captain.
Heel walks. Can you stop? I don't know what Will's on his hating arc, bro.
He's on his winter hating.
Yeah, winter hating arc.
I mean, I think as a senior, especially with Landon and Jared also being seniors, this is our final year, and we've been really close to state meets in the past 2 years, and we have our best chance this year. And with such a great team, even like the JV winning JV races by a landslide, it's a really good, we're really excited, I guess, for the state meet coming up and this whole season. And it's been really fun, I guess, knowing this is our last year.
Scoops! Wait, if I go take a dump, do I have to take it off? Or do you want to hear?
That was a really fun way to open the season because everyone raced there. We had, I don't know, maybe 12 guys, maybe 11 or 10 guys run there. Everyone ran very well, and it was a really exciting way to open the season because we kind of knew that we had the possibility of making an NXN, because at that meet we were the fastest team out of the California teams, and now we're around top 3 is our goal at the state meet. So it kind of set up the season and kind of gave us hope that we can make NXN. Haven't actually thought too much about CCS, but I think for a lot of the other kids on the team, it's a big meet. And because I know this year we're graduating 3 of our top seniors, and we're one of the top 3 or 4 runners, and so there's going to be a change probably in the next year or 2 in terms of what we can achieve. And so I think for most kids this is a big season where they can be a part of a team that can go on to win CCS and state. CCS and state for us are, no, I don't want to say guaranteed because anything can happen, but we're looking very good for those 2 races. I think NXN is more of a long shot, and that's kind of what we're hoping for. We're all trying to go as hard as we can at state to hopefully claim that 3rd spot if there is one. And if that were to happen, that would be really big for our team because we're D5, small school.
Do you feel any pressure right now?
I mean, there's always some pressure to perform well. I think for me it's more like my brother who's a sophomore, staying ahead of him. But right now I think we're all in a pretty good headspace. We had a workout today, and we're going to go a little easier on Thursday. We just kind of want to stay mentally in it, just to make sure that we have everyone kind of running together. And because at this point in the season, it's really a mental game. We've done all the physical training, and it's kind of just maintaining for the last couple weeks. The best part for me is right now it's kind of being the senior, because when I was freshman, sophomore year, 2 seniors who graduated 2 years ago, Aiden and Justin, they were really, I guess, like leaders, and I looked up to them. And kind of being that person now for a lot of the sophomores and juniors who I've known for a couple years now is really fun, and just getting to be a part of the team.
All right, thank you.
Your Division 5 2024 CCS champion with a time of 14:24, averaging 4:53 per mile, 2nd all-time in CCS, Landon Petrie.
Feeling super awesome. I mean, the team's feeling great. I mean, we knew we were going to go to state, but we didn't know we'd do it in such a crazy fashion.
Today was an amazing day. The boys ran the course record. Girls took 2nd place. The boys took 1st place. Both teams are going to state.
Honestly, like today it's cold and kind of rainy and very windy, and it's really hard to get out there and do a big workout on a day that feels kind of down. But I think overall the energy has been pretty high, because I think everyone was like just really excited, right? Coming off of Saturday. And like I said, it wasn't just that we just qualified. I think it was the way in which we qualified, which felt exciting, because we, training for something like this is hard. You've got to find the kind of right coordination of training to get you in shape at the exact right time, and it seems like what we've put together is everyone's kind of peaking right when we wanted them to, and that's hard. That can be hard to do, and getting a whole team to do that at the same time is also tricky. So I think that the fact that they saw that all come together on Saturday has left people feeling pretty excited. So even if we're feeling a little like we want to get out of the cold and win today, the excitement for next week is still really high.
Yeah, I think I was definitely a little more nervous than past races going in, especially because the week before CCS at W Ball Finals, I didn't have a great race. And so there's a lot of pressure like on the team to make states, but also on myself to kind of like do well and perform well. And I think I did do that. I think I executed what I wanted to. But there is definitely a lot of, for the team too, just like wondering like, oh, like what happens if we don't race well? Like what happens if we don't make it? And so I think there was a lot of negative feelings going in. And obviously we all did really well. We crushed it.
I think we knew in the race that it was going really well. We could, obviously see, that our girls were feeling strong and performing well. So in position to qualify, but it wasn't sure that, we were kind of battling it out with Casti, for that second or third spot. We were super excited to kind of keep checking the results. And after a few minutes, it refreshed and we saw that second place. And the girls were ecstatic. All their hard work had really paid off.
I remember like we all got little plaques, we all got medals, and it's just really nice to have like all the hard work you've done throughout the season kind of be recognized in that. I'm really glad it ended the way it did. Honestly, I mean, I've never been to states before. I think for the boys, there's a little bit more pressure because they're trying to make Nike Nationals. And for us, it's more about, okay, like this is the culmination of the season. This is the end of the season. It's the place to like show off like all the training that you've done. So I think there's honestly for me a little less stress associated with it because I can just go out and run. And I think for the next 2-ish weeks, we're kind of focusing on like getting mentally prepared again to kind of just put our all out there. And like we're tapering down with the mileage a little bit, like it's a little more serious than CCS. But honestly, I feel like it's all been pretty positive for the most part, our preparation.
The Crystal course that we just ran is a pretty hard course and can beat up the body pretty well, and we raced it 2 weekends in a row. So we made sure that everyone had some good recovery time, including a day off and then some easy runs before we kind of jumped back into our first workout today for a harder effort. Today's really like the last hard workout that they had. We basically moved then into a real taper phase at this point where they're going to have mainly, kind of easy training runs with 1 or 2 more moderate workouts. And actually by early next week, it's just an easy workout just to we can't really improve the fitness at this point much more. So now it's just maintaining and staying as healthy as possible before Saturday next week. We're optimistic that, our fitness is strong, but that we can we can do hard things, and next Saturday will be a good day for us.
Like 2 days off, 1 day on, 2 days off, 1 day on, and you do it for 2 weeks versus taking just a full straight week and then starting to.
It was about 5.5 miles, and we did strides after. We're taking it pretty easy because we have state coming up on Saturday. It feels really good going to state, especially with a team that's really good, and we know we can do a lot and accomplish great things at state. So it's just a great feeling, especially because it's like my first time experiencing like the top high school level of running. So I'm really excited. We're trying to get the job done. So I have to perform really well if our team does want to make NXN, but I kind of want to use that to help me run as fast as possible. I think when I'm the most nervous and when I'm the most scared to race, I always run the best because all of that nervousness and stuff just comes out and it goes away right when the gun goes off. So I think the more pressure on me, the better. Just have that much more of an edge once it comes to race day.
Did you start at Moses?
I don't really.
I started at Buzz. Started as Buzz.
I think we were always planning on doing something because we were going to win state.
But we shut it down with my
Okay, so you guys started with like we want a Buzz.
like, no.
Yeah, because I've
What one instead?
yeah, I've already won before.
Okay.
This is what purple shampoo is, guys. Purple shampoo will help get rid of any yellowness.
I'm feeling better. I just talked to the girl that I've been talking to and she said it's okay. So listen forward to it. I told my friends, they think it's good. I think it's gonna be all good. I'm praying. We'll see. We'll see when it comes off.
Do you want sea salt spray?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I got
Yes, Wait, but Landon, send this to Paul.
Kind of scared to get my hair dyed, especially since we're getting frosted tips and I have brown hair. I don't know how that's gonna look.
Alright, so right now we are 3 down, 4 to go, and 1 full bleach to go. I mean, Henry came out first. I didn't really see it in the beginning because his hair was all back, and then it came forward. I was like, damn, that's fire. And you know, he just, first thing he did was get on his phone and send all the snaps. He was like, damn, yo, I'm looking fire too. So he was like, you gotta show the HUD. So like, Joe now here sneaky like in the front. I like the front one. I do too. I'm liking like that waterfall. It's still okay.
Probably shouldn't be on camera right now.
Hey, turn around. Wait, show him back. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. That's a masterclass. Amaze been out here for a damn hour and a half. He gets all the tinfoil off. He just came in here and took the train. Yeah. Amaze getting.
Yeah, workout was really good. 33, 34 average. Didn't feel too fast.
You want to stand still?
Not really. Yeah, workout was good. It felt. I mean, it was only 200s, but it felt good. I mean,
You feel ready to close that last green grass estate? You ready?
Sub 4 minute last mile.
Sub 4. Okay. Okay.
Maybe sub 4 pace for the last 100 meters. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to stop 4 for the last 100.
Sub 4 pace? We'll see. I think so.
Yeah. Are we going? If we go sub 4, are we going sub 15? What are we thinking?
Sub 4 minute last mile?
No. If we go, is your goal? What's the goal looking like?
Goal sub 15:05.
Okay.
Basically sub 15.
All right.
Sub 15.
So let's put how many in front of
Landon? We're putting 4 in front of Landon.
4 in front of Landon? Sounds right.
Do it!
Sounds right.
5. Do it! We're beating Newbury Park's record, 1440 average.
Yup. Sounds about right. Did an hour and 15 minutes of contemplation to start. Then we actually finally started our workout, a little warm up. Then 3 by kind of tempo-ish up to threshold, which is like a little bit slower than 15, 20 seconds slower than race pace, down to like a little bit slower, 5 or 10 seconds below. Then we cooled down, guest appearance from Tarun. And yeah, overall, pretty good workout. Excited for state.
Didn't sound good.
Don't sold the aura. I know that hurt. I know that. Only did it with his phone again.
I don't know exactly where we are, but we're in the middle of some type of farmland. We're on the bus.
The state meet.
Got the whole team here, so yeah, everyone's in a good mood, I think. Having a good time. I think we're all pretty excited. Know we can do some big things, so looking forward to it. It's definitely gotten a little easier over the years to deal with some of the pressure. I think that this race is probably the most stressful one that I've been in a long time, just considering everything that's on the line for me. I mean, I've never made an XN to really want to do that. I've never really had a good race at state before, haven't won a state title, so definitely have that in my mind. So it's a little stressful, but at the same time, I know that I have what it takes, and I have trust in my training, and I've had lots of years of experience to get me here. So yeah, I have that to kind of guide me. I think for a lot of the younger guys on the team, it's a little more difficult. I know that I got super stressed before races as a freshman, sophomore, and had to deal with that. I think that Ollie's in a bit of a stressful situation. I think he's a freshman coming in here as our fifth runner, which is for team scoring and stuff like that, is seen as probably the most important position. So there's a lot of stress on him, but I think he's dealing with it well. We'll see how he races, but yeah, I think that's a lot of pressure to be on a freshman, and I think it's good for him to have that experience of a high pressure situation, and I think no matter what happens, he can learn from it, and I think that's the same for a lot of the young guys on the team, like Henry and Jonah, the sophomores. Just coming into these high pressure situations, putting yourself out there when there are a lot of people here that are faster than you, and you're not expected to win or stuff like that, but you're still expected to play a big role in our team. You just use them as learning experiences, and you get the racing experience, you get the stress experience, and you just learn from that. As the season's gone on, no one's really gotten a big injury, knock on wood. We only have one day. I've been getting, I think, fitter as the season's gone on, which is our goal, and we've struggled with that in the past. So I feel good. I think I'm feeling pretty healthy, the healthiest I have been for state and probably since freshman year, so that's definitely a plus. This season, this is all I was looking at, was this meet right here, which took a lot of the stress off of the other meets I was racing in, but again, that kind of all the stress that I lost in those meets boils up and now comes onto this one. So again, I never really have raced well at state before for various reasons, but missed state last year for injury. I used to hate it a lot, but I think over the years, as I've started training a little smarter, I've been a little more fit going into it. I've learned that it's actually a pretty fun course to race on. You get a fast first mile, especially when you're racing in that front pack and you're racing for a win. I think it's a lot more enjoyable of a course because you kind of just get to fight people at the front, and it's not the most horrible course in the world. I mean, there are a few hills in it, but definitely have raced on worse. Going to be racing hopefully at the front for most of the race, and so I'm going against some pretty fast guys. What I've been looking forward to all season, so hopefully I can go out there and do what I know I can.
I'm excited. I mean, it's like a big race, and hopefully this might be like one of our last races together as a team, so it's gonna be fun. The hair is, we're seeing like mixed results. The purple shampoo isn't really working. It's turning pretty orange, according to some people, but I feel like most of the adults say it's not even like that bad. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot more blonde than I thought it would be. So I was planning on cutting it all off right after, but I can't really cut it off because they got the roots a bit. I'm a bit nervous on I guess two things. One is going out pretty fast. I don't know how that will end up because I haven't been feeling too, my legs have been kind of gassed recently. And then also whether the team makes NXN, I feel like that would kind of dictate our mood a little, and I feel like that might take away a bit from the experience of winning state, but I think we'll still have fun regardless of the result. Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite cross country course you've ever run on?
Is Crystal a crazy take? We have the most practice on that course, so I guess it's feels a lot better. But I can't say Crystal's my favorite course, so probably Woodbridge if I were to pick
Probably Apples.
Probably Apples, yeah. Apples would be, if that was a course. That 2-mile time trial we did one time there, that was a pretty great course, honestly. And I think Woodward, it's a bit of a overratedly hard course. The hill was crazy, and then we were going up it, and it was over almost instantly. I guess it's a bit different than courses across the country, in terms of grass and stuff, but I think it's a good course for all the teams to race. It has a mix of everything.
I think obviously we're all a little nervous, but there's not a ton of big pressure on us to make it to NXN or make it to another big step. So it's more just okay, now's the chance to kind of show everyone what we can do. Now's the chance where you can race your best and use all the stuff you've been training for. As a team, it would be really cool if we could place top 5 in the state. I mean, obviously me and Aria have our own kind of personal goals, which finishing kind of higher up in maybe the top 10, but I think it would be such an amazing if we were able to podium
to
I
other
love
places?
this course. This is my favorite course, I think. I mean, I always get nervous before races. Hopefully in the top 6 or 7 is what I want to do. But honestly, all I can really do is race. So I have to go out there and see how it goes.
Thanks, Veronica.
Oh, I had 2 quarter pounders and a Big Mac for breakfast.
Let's go.
Come on. Get faces on. Let me see them. Let me see them. I love it. Okay, let's do it.
Tell us where we are, what's happening.
We're on the bus back from the California State meet. Just got word that we officially made NXN. We were running in the prototype streak flat 2s, had the hair done, and you know, they say look good, run good. That is what they say. So, we got on the start line. It was pretty much hard from the gun all the way to the finish. So we were moving. I honestly didn't feel great from the start. Like I was just kind of like feeling meh. Second mile hills weren't killer. Second mile was, I thought, not horrible. Will made a little bit of we might have been right on him. Second mile, he made a little bit of a move and maybe had a few strides on us, but me and Henry were pretty much together for the whole race. From the first mile through the second mile, and then we kind of worked off of each other. I was leading a little bit, but we were both pushing and helping each other along that last mile up, back around the rollers, back up that last uphill after the mile to go mark. And I mean, it was kind of the race plan. You push the first mile. Maybe we didn't have the fastest second mile. We wanted to be a little bit faster, but saw the time on the clock. I hadn't really done the calculation, so I didn't really know whether we were fast or slow. I just kind of knew that we had to go. So mile to go, I kind of just started pressing and came around the corner, 800 to go. And there was a group ahead of us. Henry went with the guy. I was feeling it. I just kind of tried to stay and hold on and died a little bit at the end, just the last 150 maybe, but you know, that was pretty much I went out there, gave everything I had. I mean, I've never felt like that after a race. Like I could barely like stand up. I've never had to be like helped by one of the people at the end of the race. I could it was a rough showing. Like, look at the HD runners reel. I mean, I was not looking good. Beat Crystal, catch that W, punch a ticket to NXN, and who knows, now it's just time to have fun. We executed and really couldn't have asked for more from any runner. Now we just get to kind of bask in our glory. So now we're going to Oregon next week, getting all the Nike drip, and about to throw down another great time.
All right, congrats.
Thank you.
The bus back from the state championship in Fresno. I think we're probably maybe like an hour out. You never know these days. It might have been the longest bus ride ever. But yeah, and we just won state and made it to NXN. I did like what I was like planning to do. I went on like a 4:58. Second mile was a bit tough. I got like Ollie made like a pretty big move and I wasn't able to stick with him, so that made it a lot tougher. That third mile was feeling really long, and then Coach Sally gave like a really good like shout that was like 90 seconds away. and that like helped me kick a lot. So that was really helpful.
Can you tell us a little bit about the trophy? Can you give us maybe like a trophy critique?
Yeah.
Good trophy? Do you like it?
I mean, it's a great trophy. It's like a really big trophy. I saw the second place one from last year. That was also a big trophy. I would have been happy with that, but actually, no, I don't know about that. But I mean, it's a great trophy, well designed. You have the like little shape here, the whole like state shape. It's like probably like a foot tall. It says boys state champ. Division 5 boys state championship, so that's pretty cool. I think it's just a well-designed trophy. Probably a bit of like architecture goes into like this like little balance, like with it being up here. I don't know how it's not like tilting, but it's not. The medal's nice too. I think they picked some good colors, really good. Like it's a good combination of colors, really contrast each other well. So yeah, it's a great medal. Yeah, probably the best medal I've gotten.
As a team, we did very well. Everyone performed as we expected, and if not better in some cases. And we all did what we needed to do to qualify for NXN. We actually grabbed the second spot, so there was no risk of not getting an at-large qualifier. Individually, I did very well. With a mile to go, I saw the clock, and I saw that we were slow for a sub-15 pace. And I calculated in my head that I needed to run a 4:35 to run sub-15. It was a little off at the time, and so I just went for it. And I ran 4:34 last mile, but it turns out I needed 4:32. So, you know, it was good though. I'm happy with it. Don't think I could have run any faster on the day, so I'm happy.
Okay, so how are you feeling right now? Saturday being like the end of your cross-country career at Menlo,
Yeah, I think it was a really great way to end the season, especially for me personally. But obviously, I'm really sad that it's over. Originally, I wanted to be top 10, but then we went out for the actual race, and there was a lot of people that were going really fast the first mile. So I kind of like, I kind of took that out of my mind. I was like, okay, there's no way I'm making the top 10. Like, let's just see what happens. And then throughout the third mile, I heard a bunch of people going down. My coach was telling me like, oh, like you're so close to the top 10, and I had kind of forgotten about that. And so it was nice to like be actually able to reach my goal when I thought I wasn't going to be able to. Because last year I fell during CCS. So I didn't like have the chance to even like make stage 2. I didn't have the chance to finish CCS. And so I think the fact that I was able to do well at CCS was amazing. And then the fact that I was finally able to like make it to like, because that's like the final like championship or whatever, is the fact that I was able to make it there, especially with my team. And I know some of us didn't perform as well as they wanted it to, but overall I think it was a good team race for us. We placed 7th, which was good. And I know a lot of people in our team PR'd. So it was like kind of a good way to like culminate the end of the season.
Awesome, thank you. So what day is it today, and like just tell us about this week?
Today is Tuesday, I believe. I'm completely confused, still in cloud 9 so far. 4 days before nationals.
The American Fork Harriman CDA 455.
We are not getting home before 7.
Very proud of these boys.
All right, I'm just gonna push everything back that I have this week till the week later.
Yeah, why did you not originally?
I already pushed it back.
What they did at state, and again, you know, it's like we're just continue to maintain our peak.
On the right side, it's 5K. It's downhill. It's going to feel like you're flying in these. Just go out and relax. Okay?
How many meters is that? Run till you hit a quarter mile.
It's 390.
Yeah, we have
watches. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's 390
Okay?
meters.
So they could perform really well at nationals.
A little surge at the end.
Obviously, this is the first small school to make nationals and NXN, and we're going to be racing against the top 22 teams in the country, and it's going to be very exciting. So we're going there, having fun, yet still being a business trip. So let's go Knights.
All schools. The team time record by more than 3 minutes. This is Menlo.
Go fellas!
Final California squad made their own history.
It was cold, it was rainy, so it was a little miserable on the start line. I've never run in rain before, or run a cross-country race in spikes before. It was a dead sprint for the first 200 meters. I'm gonna go out there and have fun, but I'm also gonna go out there and race. Everyone kind of funnels into a little pack. I wanted to be pretty much in like the very front of the pack.
I was wearing a beanie because it was 37 degrees and pouring rain and windy.
At this point, I already knew that I was not having a great race. Just trying to get the most out of what I had left.
I'm a senior and my brother is a sophomore, and there were a lot of exciting close races where I really had to push myself to stay ahead of them.
Great job, buddy! Come together, boys. Great job, Menlo. Let's go. Come on, boys.
You know, we were sinking into the ground. I was slipping on pretty much every single step.
Phil's always been a role model for me. Every race this year, I've been pushing myself, chasing him down.
Ollie, get 5 guys. Let's go. Come on, Jared.
No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't go any faster. I was just trying to make it through it.
Let's go, Housen. Come on. Come on, Jonah. Let's go, Jonah. Come on, Amay. Finish it.
I crossed the line. I was like, "God goodness, that was pretty bad." I was like, you know, it's over. I had a good time being here. It was bittersweet. You know, even if the race didn't go as planned, I couldn't have, you know, asked for a better season.
Even though that I didn't really get to beat him, it was a really great experience to be able to run with my older brother.
First thing, when the team finished, turned around to them and we were like, oh my goodness, that was brutal.
It was a good way to end my senior cross-country season.
I would describe our 2024 season as groundbreaking.
A breakthrough.
And as exciting.
I would describe our 2024 season as generational.
Jubilant. NXN was always a goal for me since freshman year. I've been watching people go to NXN and not being able to go myself, so that's always been something that I've kind of looked forward to as my main goal for high school. So it was pretty crazy. And then I think NXN itself, it was probably pretty much anything like we expected. You know, they spent so much money probably on hosting it, and there were so many things that we did. You know, we got to go to their headquarters. You know, the experience was just pretty crazy in general. It didn't really feel real.
I think, at least I have, I know a lot of other people have seen videos of NXN, seen like the gear and the merch and stuff, and so that was something like I think everyone was interested in. Yeah, it was top 3 moments of my life, probably.
Early on in the season, we were on this base run, and Amay was there, and I hadn't really heard a lot about NXN yet, like that wasn't really on my radar, but we were just, you know, talking like we were on the run, and Amay brought up NXN and kind of like the merch that we would get, and he like described, like he went through all the merch, and I think that's when like I got really like excited about it. That's when it like got onto my radar and stuff. So it's always been like far off, but it's always like been the goal throughout the season. So I think like being able to suppress that going into the state meet helped, but I was glad that it was always like a driving force throughout the season to kind of make it there and get all the good stuff, right?
I mean, I feel like Landon, Will, and Jared set a good role model for us and a path for us to follow in the future. I think that running with these guys, watching these guys run, I think is something we can base our training and future races off. I think it is unfortunate that we're losing our top 3 runners pretty much, and I think that we're gonna have to train even harder just to get somewhere close to where we had been, but I think we're all up for that challenge. And
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to live up to for them to be like leaving and for us to be kind of like the next team. But as Henry said, like they laid the groundwork for us. We have this very good base with our training, and we have this really nice team culture where even if people leave us, we keep supporting each other, we keep moving forward, and we keep being the best team that we can be given the people that we have.
During the season, I mean, when you're on a team like this together, we're running for an hour and a half every day, so it's kind of just like a nice unstructured time to just like bond with each other. So I think something that's unique, at least and for me, about running is that we were able to kind of fill that time and strengthen our bond. And I think kind of something that set us apart from other teams was we were running, I know we were running for each other. And when you're running, you kind of have to do it for somebody else because you're in so much pain. So I think something that was unique about our team is we could be like, yeah, I have a group of guys behind me that's going to have my back no matter what. And I want to push myself so that we can all achieve this goal together.
Oh, I think we're a really fun team. There's a lot of funny things that happen at every practice. Every practice is exciting. Something's happening. And I feel like for me, I don't always want it to be so competitive, and don't want it to feel like a job or something. I want to be able to have fun with it, and I think that this team really did make it fun.
And also, you guys all got like your hair bleached. Most of you guys still have it, sort of. And you guys talk a little bit about that, like.
Whose idea was it? It was an amazing idea.
It was like a
We were gonna do it last year for Nike.
Yeah,
we never ended up doing it.
Yeah, we were planning on doing something last year for Nike Nationals, the outdoor track one, and we never did that. And then we were planning on buzzing, but we couldn't get everyone to agree to a buzz. Miles did buzz, but the rest of us didn't all agree to a buzz. So bleach was kind of the next option, and it was kind of like a last minute decision. We didn't know if we were going to do it for state or what we were going to do. Or if we made it to NXN, we're gonna do it after state, like that stuff. But we all decided. We found a little salon that was willing to do it for us, and we all kind of went and got it done. I think Will didn't actually get it done on the day, but he went after he saw how good we all looked with it. He went and did it himself.
Also brought us closer together as a team. Originally, I was like, I'm not trying to lose all my aura. Come up to school and like show up with like blonde hair, like part of the cross country team. I was like, I'm not trying to do all that. But then I realized that like when I did do that, it wasn't just me experiencing it. It was part of a team. We were on a team. We were all experiencing it, which I just felt like strengthened the bond between all of us.
It was also kind of like a standard. Like we couldn't go into state with our hair bleached and then like tank or something. Like once we bleached our hair, it was like decided we had to do well, or else it would have looked really, really silly. So I think our entire season was geared up on how far can we go? How like is it possible that this small D5 school can make NXN? And that's kind of what our focus was. So once we actually made it, it was a little hard to kind of reshift our focus and be like, okay, we've done it now. How do we continue, and how do we now go into NXN with the mentality of being able to compete? And I think, we probably could have done better on that. But for most of us, it was our first time there. So it's kind of a situation where, you want to go and enjoy the experience.
It's a whole different type of cross country than we've ever run. Like muddy, cold, rainy, freezing. Like, it's not California cross country.
Ever since we got Ollie, like we knew Ollie was coming to Menlo, I feel like we kind of had like a bit of hope in our heads, like, or at least a thought that we would have a chance of going to NXN, or like that's when like the idea first was there.
I mean, I did get to train with these guys a little bit before the season started, and I kind of knew the expectations of the team going into this season. So I wasn't really nervous going into the season, but it was a really great experience to be surrounded by people every day who were the top runners in the country. We were a top team in the country, so it just taught me a lot. When we talked about the season, it was perform well at state, not let's get to NXN, because we knew if we put up a really, really good performance at state, we're most likely going to go to NXN. Everything we did was just a big lead up and a stepping stone to get to state. And then once we knew we were going to NXN, it was such a great feeling, and we were ready for the experience. We wanted to do well. Like, although we expected a better result, it was just a one-of-a-kind experience, and I'm sure we'll be back there and we'll have an even better performance.
it's a bit of a mindset thing, like that going into a state meet, our coaches didn't want us to like be thinking about NXN. And I mean, of course we all had that like in our heads and stuff, and like, but we were told to like not check the results of the day of like the races before us, to kind of appreciate like how special what we were doing was at the state meet, regardless of whether we made NXN or not. I mean, as a junior, like I've ran with like Landon, Jared, and Will for like 3 years, and like I was on JV at first and like, I mean, they've always been like really a big part of the team culture and team aspect. So I think we really need to like thank all of the seniors, because like the team, they're such like important part of like the team dynamic. Like, of course, as Henry was saying, like we'll adapt and like try and replicate what we've done in future seasons, but they kind of dictated in a way the team dynamic and like the culture on our team. So yeah, I just want to say that the seniors this year were really special to the team.
Keep doing what you're doing. Like, obviously what we did this season worked, so replicate it and teach it to other people, and hopefully we can have a class like ours again in the future sometime soon.
Yeah, I'd say just have some patience and have faith in the training and in yourself. We weren't even close to where we are now 4 years ago. I mean, all of us just had a mentality of being patient, having faith, and trusting the process.
Yeah, and I think also understanding that we, like, this was the first time we had even won a state championship, let alone go to NXN. So this was, at least for me, Will, and Landon, kind of like almost 4 years of work all together for this one moment. So it might take some time, like Landon said, but understanding that like sometimes you need to be patient and put in the work again, and then create something that's really special. So yeah.
With these, like what these guys don't know is that this hasn't even been like a 4-year process. This has kind of been like a, I don't know, this has been going on for the last decade. Like, I think that there was a foundation set at Menlo probably, I don't know, like 8 years ago, where ever since then the boys team especially has been trending upwards. With it got set by probably there are guys like Nick Kuntia, those like Justin Pretry, my brother, Aiden Defner. Like, those guys were really special. Like, even though they didn't see NXN or stuff like that, like the role that they played in shaping me, Jared, and Will, like making us fall in love with the sport, making us enjoy coming to practice every day, kind of that model that they set for us when we first got here. You know, the importance of that can't be overstated. It was really, really huge for us, and it's easy to see this team right here and be like, okay, that team did that. Like, hundreds of people went into this season. May also said this, even without making NXN this season, it was still so special. Like, the things that we did had never been done before by a D5 team, a small school before. Even like at Woodbridge, like we ran a ridiculous team time, never done before by a D5 team. At our CCS finals, we broke the course record there. That had stood, it was one of like the most crazy course records ever that people thought would never be broken, and we did it. And I think that it's so easy to look at this end of the season and say, oh, they were state champions, they made NXN, and that's what was so special about it. But it's really just the entire season itself and everything that went before it, to see how far we've come. That's probably the best part about it for me, is that we've now started something that's going to leave a lasting impact on a lot of people's lives. And that's really, I'm really grateful for that.
Okay,